Welcome to the Frederica Academy Nights Coaches Show with head coach Brandon Derrick. Brought to you by St. Simon Seafood, Jenkins Nissan, the Emerald Princess, Misty's Element Massage, and by Catch 228. Now here is the voice of the Frederica Academy Nights, John Wetzler.
Well, welcome to the Frederica Academy Coach Show with head coach Brandon Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network. We're streaming on the internet, and I'm John Wetzler on location at Catch 228 in Redfern Village on St. Simon's Island, where we will be each and every week on have been and will be for the rest of the season at 6:30. This segment of the Brandon Derrick Show is sponsored by the Emerald Princess, by St. Simon Seafood, Misty's Element Massage, Jenkins Nissan, and our host Catch 228. And now with us, with me here, and all of us, is head coach of the Frederica Academy Nights, Coach Brandon Derrick.
I think all of our fans are still at the middle school game right now.
Yeah.
We have a middle school game going on, and I think we just won, so it was 30-16, so that was good for our young kids.
Hey, absolutely, and that was Robert Toombs Academy, right?
Yes,
and Robert Toombs Academy beat us 45-0, the varsity, right?
Yeah.
And
future looks bright for us a little bit.
Well, that's what we were talking about. The parents on the sidelines were talking about, and this is a good segue. And as we begin the painful subject of talking about last Friday, I have a lot of hope. I wrote an article about it, about the fact that I have a lot of hope because we got more kids wanting to play football at Frederica Academy at the middle school level than we did last year, right?
Yes.
And we've also got, I'd say, about 6 superstars on the middle school team, or potential superstars by the time they're seniors.
Yeah.
And Lord willing, we'll continue to have kids that love football.
Yeah,
that want to come out and
play. We don't want to tell too many people that. They'll be trying to get them at their school. So, we got to keep them there. And, that's kind of the program building. That's kind of the thing, you talking about the segue, and I've been thinking about it, is what we're in the long haul. It's not going to happen overnight. Success, I think when it happened, when they took the single A state championship, they had a slew of great athletes, and some of the coaches will tell you that they were very athletic then. And of course, playing single A, we jumped 2 classifications overnight. And what we're trying to do is program build. We're bringing a whole different dimension to Frederica, I think, as a coaching staff and what we do, and talking about commitment and making people be there and work out and run and do some things. And that was foreign at the beginning, and we faced a little resistance last year. People thought we were the enemy. I think some of the kids did. Now I think the kids are like, whoa, these guys aren't as stupid as we thought they were, coming in, because right now when you got 22, 23 on the varsity, they're playing both ways. If you're not in shape, you're dead.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have a choice. That's just the way it is. So,
right.
I think now they're starting to understand what it's going to take. And I said it in the huddle Friday night with all the parents around and everybody, and I'll say it again. We're the only team at Frederica Academy that makes you commit right now. We are the only team. We're in the weight room. We're running. We're the only team right now. We have $1 million complex, but nobody else uses it besides the football team. Mm-hmm. So I'm challenging. I've even talked with everybody there. I'm challenging everybody to get in there and let's push these kids to be in the weight room and be committed to making our athletic program, not just our football program, but our athletic program, to be the best around. We have the resources. The resources aren't an excuse. Right now we're pushing our kids football-wise to be in there every day. And and I know back in the day when you played, if there was a different avenue, it wasn't as strenuous. Sometimes you might take that. So I'm pushing our kids to be there every day.
Well, this is the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with head coach Brandon Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Yeah, I agree, Coach. I've developed sort of a theory about football, having played it like you did in high school and college and loving it. I've determined from the times when I didn't like it so much and from the times when it was the most wonderful thing I thought going in my life, is that if you don't love this sport, whether you're a coach or player or whoever, if you don't love it, there's really no need to do it. It's like having a boat, you know? I mean, if you don't love it, you need to just get rid of it. And then we need guys out here, and I think we've got a culture developing at Frederica of kids that are holding each other accountable. To be, you know, being cool is not cutting your corners. Being cool is going the extra mile.
Right.
You know, you look at Hollis Veal out there, you know, the way he's working to be able to go both ways and do what he's doing this year, to step up and play so many roles. And he's setting a trend and a tone, I think, and a lot of other kids too are setting a tone that, hey man, we're doing this because we love this game, not because of what the scoreboard is, but because we love this game, we love each other, and that's why we do it.
Well, you know, I got in this business, gosh, it's my 15th, 16th year of doing this, and I'm getting older by the minute, but you know, I got in this, and I thought at the beginning that as a coach, your value is wins and losses. And so often that you watch TV, and that it's the winning and the losing. And as I've grown older, I've realized the wins and the losses, yes, I always want to win. I think Coach Covington sitting here to tell you that I'm winning now. I'll fight anybody to win, but at the end of the day, what are we trying to do? You know, and we're trying to shape young men to be successful in society. And I think football teaches that lesson. That game teaches those lessons in life. And that's my approach to it. Now, we're going to go out and try to win every Friday night, but there's going to be times, and this past Friday night was one of them, when you look at it and you're at halftime and you got to go in and you think, wow, I could go in here and raise 3 cans of cane and it's not going to do anything. They're just going to look at me and go, man, he's crazy as all get out. Who cares? We ain't going to listen to him. But, you know, you go in and you tell them, there's going to be times in life you're going to get knocked down a lot, and you got to get back up, and you're going to have to do the little bitty things over and over and over again to be successful. And that's what I told them Friday night when we was playing Pinewood, was, guys, I don't expect us to go here and run over the kickoff back and then give us 25 points and we'd be tied 32-32. You know, we're going to have to go out here and play every play, one play at a time, and try to be successful at that every play. All 11 of us be successful every play. I said, and life's going to deal you hands like we just got tonight, and you have to learn how to overcome it. You might not overcome it in that game, but you're going to have to figure out a way to overcome it as time goes on. And, you know, that's really the business that I've kind of grown to be in now. Do I want to win state championship every year? You know, my desire to win state championship, when I quit wanting to win a state championship, I'll probably get out of it. Mm-hmm. But, you know, while we're trying to win it, we got to teach life lessons, and I think that's a big part of it right now, and that's part of the program building. And you're talking about it. Football is a commitment. It's like anything. Like I said there the other night, it's like when my wife calls and says, hey, we need bread. You're committed to that. You're going to stop and get bread. Whether you want to or not, you're going to do it. Yeah. Because I know my wife's here. She got on boots. She's going to kick me in the butt if I don't get bread. But, you know, that's the commitment part of it. You have to do that. And, that's what the kids, I try to teach the kids. That's what we're trying to do. And football is a big commitment. It's like you said, it's not for somebody that's standing on the fence. It's you're either all in or you're not. And my philosophy is the same way with life. You're either going to go all in, or you're just going to be standing there and everybody's going to pass you by. Yeah, or you'll be miserable, you know, and you'll just resent everything you're doing. And, you know, there's no sense in doing it if you don't go all in. But, Coach, we're going to come back and talk about that because I'm a little over on the break. So there's more to come on the Brandon Derrick Coaches Show on the Bishop Media Sports Network, and we're going to take a minute for our sponsors.
The Emerald Princess Casino is celebrating 25 years with a special $25 gift for you. Wow, 25 years. Celebrate with this special $25 offer on our Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening cruises now through December. Limited one $25 value offer per person per cruise. Call for details. For reservations, call 800-842-0115 or visit emeraldprincesscasino.com. Call for offer limitations. Must be 18 years of age and present a government-issued photo ID to board.
I'm Jenkins Nissan.
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 I am Jenkins Nissan.
I'm Donnie Jenkins.
We're all Jenkins Nissan, and together we want to show you just how easy buying and servicing your car should be. So please, stop by and experience the Jenkins Nissan difference. Look for the red and white Nissan tent at the corner of Chapel Crossing Road and the Spur, or visit us online at jenkinsnissanofbrunswick.com.
Well, welcome back to the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with head coach Brandon Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I'm John Wetzler on location from Catch 228 in Redfern Village on St. Simons. And this segment is brought to you by the Emerald Princess, Jenkins Nissan. And Coach, we were just talking a little bit about kind of the attitude that you talk about. Three components. You know, you added one last week that we talked about a lot on the radio. Attitude, effort, and now execution. And we're kind of talking a little bit about the attitude portion of what's happening at Frederica as far as the football team. And we were talking in the break about the fact that, more about the fact that if adversity is going to make you want to quit playing football or quit coming out to watch football games, then you never really were in it in the first place.
Yeah, I agree with that totally. We have a small number, and I said it may get a little tougher this off season, so the numbers may be smaller next year. But we're going to have kids that want to go out and they're going to be committed to it and battle. And I think they enjoy it. I think they started to understand. You were talking about Hollis earlier. He's really bought into it, and he's a success story for us because he was a challenge a little bit this summer trying to get him out there. Mm-hmm. He had all kinds of other stuff to do, and now he's realized what it takes, and so he's done everything extra and right now during the season to get out there, and it's paid off for him. You're starting to see, I think, Game 7, he's probably got 900, maybe 1,000 yards rushing already. 3 more games, he might actually break the rushing record again. We broke it last year with Sean, and now we might break it again this year with Hollis. When you look back at it, he's made some huge strides. He's understanding the role of leadership. It's not something where you go in and you tell everybody what to do. Every now and then, as a leader, you got to jump in there and go to work with them. And, it's one thing to delegate and do things, but it's another thing to tighten your boots up and go to work and get right in that ditch with those guys. And he's understanding that he's got to show them he's going to give that effort. And I'll be honest, he hadn't lost a sprint until this week. He tweaked his knee, and he lost a sprint or two this week. But it was mainly because his knee was sore. But we've been going at it for 11 weeks now. He's been winning every sprint. Yeah. And that's every day. That's not every other day. That's every day for 11 weeks he's been in the front winning sprints because he wants people to know that he's going to lead.
Well, football teams in a community are kind of like businesses, like lawyers, for example, who all do the same thing. They don't necessarily want a bunch more competition, And so I remember when the program first started and people in town, that were either Brunswick High fans or Glen Academy fans, some of them were critical about, the level of football that we're playing and how we can compete and, just being somewhat derogatory, mostly, because they don't like the idea of people drawing on their athletes. But the fact of the matter is, I get the sense that Frederica football is here to stay and that it's become a part of the culture. I know there's a lot of people, myself included, who couldn't bear to send our kids to high school without a football program, to not be able to experience that, whether they played in the program or whether they just wanted to just have it part of their culture. And I just, growing up in the South, and my wife too, we just felt like, and thank goodness, they were able to put that together. And I've been watching it develop, and I've been listening to people talk, and most of them have never been out to see our games. And this year, we lost so many people, and have had to reload with so many people who have stepped up but had no experience, yet until this year. And we were playing, people like Cameron McClellan, who's, a freshman, and he's absolutely integral. And of course, John Mitchell Brock, who's a freshman, and he's absolutely integral, playing defensive end, and he's playing kicker, he's kicking off, and he's a freshman. But what I'm getting at, I say all that to say this, we've lost 3 games, where we got whooped, right? Was it
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Valwood was a tough game.
Right, and that's what I was going to say is you take Valwood out of that final score, and we played them play for play, one of the best schools in the state, with guys going to Division I, already committed scholarship guys, a 48-man roster, and we played them like when they went into halftime saying, guys, Valwood saying, these Frederica Knights are for real. I mean, everybody could tell we were playing them play for play. And then you got Tift Area. I mean, Tift Area is an established program which is very talented, and we took the game to the last play of the game with them, where we were in a position to win, which is all you can ask for.
Yeah, that's all you can ask.
And you think about Trinity. Trinity is another program that has been around forever, or it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
They've got some of the nicest facilities. They've had the best quarterback we've seen all season. They played some of the elite teams that really got our number. They played them down within a point, and yet we took them into overtime. And I, say what you want to say. I mean, we've upped the ante to the highest classification in this division of schools, the GISA. We're competing at the very highest levels, and I think we got a lot to be proud of this year, the way that these kids have responded to the challenge, and they haven't quit. Even when we've gotten, Rico Rogers to deal with.
Yeah, our kids are not going to quit, and they have responded. You hear it a lot, and I say it a lot, numbers. Sometimes football is just sheer numbers. Teams that have 35, 40 kids kind of wear down on guys that's got 22. And our kids, they went out and battled, and we've kind of set a precedent. We're tough, we're a scrappy team. Everybody kind of knows that. Our biggest thing is we got to the hurdle a couple times, and I talked about it last week. Just hadn't jumped over it yet. We had a chance at Tift Area, and we had a chance at Trinity. We just got to jump that hurdle. I think once the kids can get over it, and I hope that's this week against Bullitt. Once we get over it, we're going to taste success more and more, and we figure out how to do it. And that's something. I can remember I went 1-9 my junior year in high school. The next year we went and played for the state championship. Okay, we were 2-4 my senior year, and we won 8 games straight to get ourselves. All you got to do is just get a little taste of that, and all of a sudden, it just keeps going. And I think right now that's the kids. If they win this one, if we can win this one this Friday night, I could see us very well finishing out 5-5, and getting a little opportunity in the playoffs. And you never know in the playoffs. I've been there, guys. I was the lowest seed going in, and we ended up playing for a state championship. So, anybody can tell me whatever, but I've experienced it, and I just think these kids they're right at the cusp of winning that game. We've had 2 chances. We got another one coming up this week, so maybe we can make it happen.
Yeah. Well, you are listening to the Brandon Derrick Coaches Show on the Bishop Media Sports Network. We will be right back to the Frederica Academy Coaches Show after these messages.
Relax. Misty's Element Massage specializes in helping you do just that. Located at 138 Village Market on St. Simon's Island, Misty's Element Massage offers deep tissue massages, therapeutic massages, scrubs, creams, body wraps, and much more. The perfect gift for that special someone, not to mention sports massages for that aching muscle. Schedule your appointment today at 912-224-0198 or on the web at mistyselement.com.
Fresh local seafood on St. Simon's Island? St. Simon's Seafood, located at 2463 Demery Road in the shops at Demery Plaza next to Loco's, has everything a seafood lover could want. Wild Georgia shrimp, crab cakes, flounder, you name it, and St. Simon's Seafood has it. Seafood so fresh, it was swimming this morning. So stop into St. Simon's Seafood and check them out on Facebook. St. Simon's Seafood, the island's only fresh seafood market. Catch 228 in Redfern Village on St. Simon's Island is your home for the best seafood around. Oysters, shrimp, fish, you name it. Not to mention your island home for NFL Sunday Ticket, Major League Baseball extra innings, college game day, and so much more. Catch 228 is also your home for the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with head coach Brandon Derrick and a proud Frederica Academy supporter. So stop on in any night of the week for the best time on St. Simon's and find us on Facebook. Go Knights!
Well, welcome back to the Frederica Academy Knights Coaches Show with head coach Brandon Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I'm John Wetzler at Catch 228 in Redford Village on St. Simon's. This segment is brought to you by Misty's Element Massage and by St. Simon's Seafood. Coach, we were talking about, we were just talking more sort of abstractly about football and about what the commitment is and what we're trying to accomplish at Frederica and what we are accomplishing. And we were talking a little bit at the break about how we're distinguished at Frederica Academy, both as a football program with the opportunity there, but as a school.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it the other day. I've been here. I coached at Glenn Academy for 4 years, and now I've been at Frederica, and everybody here in Glenn County, their kids are going Division I. That's all you ever hear is we're going D1. I'm going over there to play as D1. We're the only school that guarantees you go to college in this county. Let me just go ahead and throw that out there in front of everybody. We're the only school that's guaranteed you go to college. You can run the percentages. There's 380 kids at Glenn Academy right now. And I've done the percentages. 35% of them go to school. That gets it down to 133 kids go to school. Of that 133, 31% on the state average will finish in 4 years. That leaves it to 41 kids. Last year we graduated 40 kids at Frederica. Our graduation rate in 4 years is 88%. That means 36 of our kids will graduate in 4 years. So that's a 5-kid difference between a school that'll graduate 380 and a school that graduated 40. That's just numbers. I pointed out.
That's efficiency.
That's efficient. That does make us distinct. That makes us superior at what we do. And if people don't like that, that's just too bad. I call it like I call it. And we do a good job getting our kids educations. And they're going to go to school. I think we had $2 million last year in scholarship money. And that did not include the Hope. If you throw the Hope in there, it's a whole lot more. We gained $2 million worth of scholarship money last year for our kids going to college. That's a huge, that Miss Nevins should be applauded for doing that, and our kids should be commended for that. There's so much about, this and that. It is hard. Frederica is not for everybody. It is hard. It's tough, but you see the success rate of it too at the end of the day. And I'm proud of our kids for that. They have to go in there every day. It's not going to be an easy day in the academic world. We go to school on Friday. Most kids they think about the football game. Our kids got a test or two to take, and then they got to go play a football game. So it is a challenge, and we are distinct. We are a special group because of that, and I'm proud of it, and I don't care to tell anybody.
Yeah, I think that my experience as a parent of 3 kids at Frederica is that it's a sacrifice for everybody. It's a sacrifice for the families who make changes in their lives because they make a priority out of their kids' education, if it's possible, to do that. And it's a sacrifice for the kids because they're working harder than all the other kids that they know because they got to read, which to me is the most wonderful thing about Frederica and our experience is that if you read, you can do anything. If you have a love of reading, you can do anything you want. And that's one of the things. My kid's 8 years old, and I catch him reading on his own. I didn't start doing that till like my junior year of college, unless I had, specific marching orders to read something, which I reluctantly did, and read the Cliff Notes.
Yeah, it is funny. We was talking about yesterday. I was looking at the bookshelves, and you go in, certain teachers got all kinds of books, on the bookshelf. They go in and look at mine. I don't have any books on my bookshelf. I've got probably 20 books that I've read that I go back to and I use as a reference. And in college, I had to read a Blue Million to write a thesis to get out of it. But we do push kids to read at Frederica, and I'm proud of our program and where we're going. Our school, we hear it's like you just said. Sometimes, we don't want to go there because it's hard. Well, again, life's going to be hard. And I said that earlier in the show. You're going to have to be committed to it. You're going to have to you're going to have to do some things you don't want to do. And then right now, pay for it early, and you'll get a lot of great results in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was a walk-on and the scout team All-American fifth-string fullback at Georgia, the coach used to always tell us every day. He would say, "Guys, if you do it right, you do it light.
Yeah.
And if you do it wrong, you're going to do it long." And he meant it. When we got it right, we got rewarded. And when we came out there and we didn't put our effort into it, he'd say, "I can stay out here all night with you guys. We'll just, I tell you what, we'll be back here at 5 in the morning. And we had to be back out there at 5 in the morning. Eventually, through fear, you learn that it's better for you and for everybody to do it right and to do it 100%. And that's what I think I sense at Frederica Academy, viscerally, just being there around you guys, the way you make them, you make our kids, you push our kids to beyond where they've been before, which is what they need.
We want to. They're being pushed in the classroom, and we kind of copy that right out on the football field. We try to push them as hard as we can. I use that saying all the time. We got some guys around. You do it right, do it light. You do it wrong, we're going to be here a long time. And that starts in the off season. That goes through the summer workouts, everything. The kids know that. If we can get quality reps, I'm not going to keep them out there all night. And for what we're doing, our kids have done an outstanding job. Our middle school programs come leaps and bounds. Our upper school program, I know right now it doesn't look like it in wins and losses, but we're developing a culture, and they're starting to see it. And we have to remind ourselves every day that that's what we're doing. We're creating that culture, and we're starting to see it. They're there every day. I mean, think about it. 2 and 5 is 23 of you. It would be easy to fold 10, but those guys come every day. And they may complain a little bit, but I don't ever hear it. To each other. And poured rain Wednesday, we had to go, or Tuesday, had to go in the gym with the storm. They went right in there, full pads, went to work in the gym, and tried to get better. And so, I'm very proud of our kids and what they do. We ask a lot out of them, both academically and athletically. They're up at 7 o'clock in the morning, every morning in the summer, working out. We go in at 7 and 9. That's a sacrifice. They make it. Then, it's like I said Friday night, our uniform's not issued, it's earned. You don't get a football jersey at Frederica because you decided you wanted to play football the day before we kicked off. It's not going to work that way with me. We're going to be in there. We're going to work. We're going to make so many workouts. We're going to do what we have to do to get better. And I think it makes the kids better down the road. And they've been committed to it. And I give them all the compliments in the world because they battle every day. Even if we have a bad night, we may be frustrated, but at the end of the night, we still love them. Yeah. And we told them at halftime last week. It was a battle. We struggled, but we still love them, and we're going to always love them, and we're going to push them every day. We're kind of that extension of a mom and dad. We're going to push you and push you and push you, but we're going to love you at the end too. So that's kind of what we do, and we enjoy it. And I've had a blast doing it, and hope I can continue for many, many more years.
Well, we have run out of time, and we didn't even talk about Bullock, so we'll just say we're going to do the best we can, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to get them.
Well, thanks for joining us on the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with Brandon Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Come out to Catch 228 Redfern Village on St. Simon's and join us every Thursday night for the rest of the season. We've got a game this Friday, so this week's taken care of. We got 2 more home games, and then if we make the playoffs, we'll still be out here, I guess. But anyway, Thursday nights at 6:30, we kind of go in between a set of music, which is always great. And this has been the Coach Brandon Derrick Show, and I'm John Wetzler for Bishop Media Sports Network, signing off.